Test, test. Can we please stop the movie just for a few moments? We want to get the audio figured out. Please stop the movie. Can you please stop the movie? Thank you so much. All right, stand by, folks. Thank you.
All right, everybody. I definitely appreciate your patience in this. We're working on getting that properly done.
Do you ever wonder who you truly are? I go through this dilemma every day. Every day I wonder who I truly am, or who I really was to begin with. The bar. That's when I first realized I was losing control of myself. I was sitting there, getting ready to finish my drink, and this woman spilled her drink on my arm. As Jekyll, I don't know what I would have done. Maybe ignored, maybe even apologized myself for something that wasn't even my fault. But as Hyde, I was free. I didn't have to worry about societal norms and common decency. I hit her. I hit her hard. And it felt good. I lost control of myself. Everyone was shocked. This man tried to fight me. He must have been the husband. It was like Hyde had taken a mind of his own and made the action for me. This other man tried to get legal on us.
Did you see what happened?
Lawyers. For an occupation that I hate, I sure know a lot of them. The whole ordeal cost me a fortune. Still, the event at the bar left me with a personal dilemma. I knew my experiment, once it worked, could end up changing the world forever. I loved every second of my transformations and every second after. It was like having two different hands on the wheel at first, perfectly in balance. After a while, I wasn't sure of who was driving anymore.
I can guess the rest. You never saw the man again.
Yeah, you'd think so, but no, he came out and with a check for the proper amount. But that's not the strange part.
What could be stranger than that?
When he handed over the check, I saw the name written on the corner. Before you asked, I don't think I should say, but the name on the check, if it were genuine, would be good for the amount.
And?
And it was genuine. The man waited with us until we cashed it the next morning. I told the cashier I thought it might be forged or stolen, but no. The check was genuine.
Curious.
Don't quote me on this, but I think this might be a case of blackmail, since there is no reasonable way that a man with the standing of the owner of the check would have any honest business with the man like I met that night.
Does the owner of the check live there?
I think not.
And you didn't ask any questions about the place with the door?
No, I despise rumors and those who spread them. And I found that asking too many questions is an excellent way to avoid that.
It's a very good rule.
I think so. His name, at least the one he gave me, was Hyde.
What does he look like?
He's not easy to describe. There's something wrong with his appearance. Something displeasing, something downright detestable. I never met a man I instantly hated before I met him. And yet I can't place my finger on why. Something off about him.
And you're sure he had a key?
Without a doubt.
Fact is, I don't need to know the name of the mystery checkbook owner because I'm certain I already know who it is. Has to do with some business of mine. Are you sure you told me everything?
I told you everything I remember. The man had a key, and what's more, he has it still. I saw him use it a few days ago. I shouldn't have said anything about the door. It was just me blabbing about. Let's just forget I said anything about it.
Agreed.
What in the road is that?
This is Coke. This one's Coke.
No, what is that?
Oh, that's our sunbait. It goes some sun down there.
Yeah, it's good. Jalapenos.
Gabriel! Hello, Landon.
Alright.
How long has it been, Gabriel?
Almost 10 years.
That can't be right.
I suppose, Lanyon, that you and I are the two oldest friends Henry Jekyll has.
I wish the friends were younger, but I suppose we are. But though I hardly see him nowadays.
Well, I thought you two had common interests.
We had. But now, when the three of us first met, do you remember your first impressions of Henry?
I thought he was rather proper, not snobby, but respectable might be the word for it.
You got that exactly right. He always seemed to be the paragon of the old-fashioned gentleman. Let me put it to you this way. How many people do you know nowadays still use butlers?
Does Poole still work for him?
Might not. Lots changed for Jekyll. Something about him these days that just... I don't know how to describe it. Don't ask me what. I don't think I can put it into words. I still keep up with him for old time's sake, but aside from that,
I see. Did you ever come across a protege of his in Edward Hyde?
Hyde? Never heard of him. Why do you ask?
I'm not at liberty to say.
I see.
Listen, I hate to leave abruptly, but...
No, don't worry about it. We really must catch up later.
Indeed.
Only got charged for the sodas? Only got charged for the sodas, right?
Yes.
Excuse me. Are you Mr. Hyde?
Who wants to know?
I see you're going in. I'm Dr. Jekyll's old friend, Gabriel Utterson. And since you're going in, I thought perhaps you might let me in as well.
Dr. Jekyll? He ain't here.
Can I ask you a favor?
What?
Will you let me see your face?
recognize you if I see you again. It may be useful. Maybe.
How do you know me?
By description.
Description? Whose description?
We have common friends.
Common friends? Who?
Jekyll, for instance.
That's a lie. He would never tell you that.
Is Henry up? Dr. Jekyll on call?
I will see, Miss Harrison. Wait here, please.
I regret to inform you that Dr. Jekyll is out at the moment.
I saw Mr. Hyde enter by the old dissecting room door. Is that normal when Jekyll is out?
Quite right, Mr. Utterson. Mr. Hyde has a key.
Ah, so Jekyll trusts him then.
Yes, sir, indeed. I have all orders to obey him.
I do not think I ever met Mr. Hyde.
Yeah, he never dines here. He mostly comes and goes by the laboratory. I see very little of him on this side of the house.
Okay. Goodbye, Cole.
Should I tell the doctor to expect you in 2 weeks?
2 weeks?
The dinner.
Ah, yes, of course.
Until then, Mr. Utterson.
I've been meaning to speak with you for some time, Henry.
I gather that this is about my will.
You know I never liked it.
Yes, Gabe, you told me yourself on many occasions. I must be the worst client you have.
Well, let me tell you again. I don't like it. Not one bit.
You're almost as worked up as Lanyon at what he calls my scientific heresies.
Speaking of Lanyon, I spoke to him recently, and he said that the two of you had drifted apart.
Well, can you blame me from distancing myself from a closed-minded ass such as him? I don't mean that. He's a good friend and a decent man.
Perhaps a change of subject.
Is that your subtle way of leading me back to my will?
I've learned something about Mr. Hyde.
I don't wish to keep talking about this.
What I heard was abominable.
It doesn't make a difference. You do not understand the position I am in. It's a very strange one. And it won't change by talking.
Henry, you know me. You can trust me. You just confide in me. I'm sure I'll be able to help.
That is very good of you. But impossible. I believe you and I do trust you. However, the situation isn't as bad as you're thinking.
And what exactly do I think?
Blackmail would be my guess. You have nothing to worry about. The matter is a personal one, and I would like it to remain so. There's no danger.
I have no doubt that you are absolutely correct.
Since we're on the subject, for the last time I hope, there's one point I would like you to understand. I have a lot of interest in Mr. Hyde. I know you two have met. He told me so. And I know he came off rather rough. But I do take a great interest in him. And if I'm taken away, Edison, I would hope that you would bear with him, get his rights for him. I know you would, if you knew all. And it would be a great weight off my shoulders.
Well, I can't pretend I'll ever like the man.
I would never ask that of you. But what I do ask of you is to respect my wishes when I am no longer here.
I give you my word.
Are you Mr. Gabriel Utterson?
I am.
Do you recognize this?
It appears to be addressed to me.
There's been a murder. The man had this on him. We believe that he was on his way here to ask you about the contents of this envelope.
Who?
We were hoping that you could identify him.
I can identify him all right. Can't tell you much because he's a client of mine, but this is Danvers Carew.
Good God, is this possible? This will cause quite a stir.
Undoubtedly.
Perhaps you can help us to the man that murdered him. The woman who witnessed it stated seeing a Mr. Hyde.
He beat this man to death?
Yes, sir, with a walking stick.
Is this Mr. Hyde a lean-looking man?
Particularly slender and particularly wicked-looking is what the woman called him. Do you know him?
Not well, but I think I can take you to where he lives.
What?
Is this Mr. Hyde's residence?
It is, but he isn't home.
Do you know when he'll be back?
No idea. He comes and goes randomly. And no, I won't call you when he gets here.
Well,
In that case, I think we should see his room.
And why would I do that? Oh, he's in trouble. What has he done?
He doesn't seem to be very popular.
Popular, Mr. Hyde? He's popular enough.
His rooms?
This way. Come on. Here.
Wait. Don't touch anything without these on. Well, I'll go get the crime scene boys and see what else we can find.
How about this? Do you have a bag? Well, if you don't mind, I'll lead you to it. I've got some business to handle before tonight.
Of course.
Doctor?
Utterson, welcome. You may go, Poole.
Have you heard the news?
This business with Hyde, you mean?
Carew was my client. But so are you. I need to know what I'm gonna do. If you know where Hyde is, you must not protect him.
Gabriel, I swear to God. I swear to not set eyes on him again. I swear I am done with him.
I'm worried he wants something from you.
I'm certain he does not.
You seem sure. For your sake, I hope you're right.
I am. For reasons of certainty, I cannot tell anyone. Not even you. But I've received a letter, and I'm lost on if I should show the police. I would like you to have it.
You're worried that it might lead to Hyde's detection.
No, I cannot say that I care what happens to Hyde. I swear I am done with him. I've been thinking of my character, which this hateful business rather exposed.
Well, let me see the letter. Did you keep the envelope?
I burned it before I realized what it was about.
Do you mind if I hold on to this and think about it?
And if you could decide for me, I would be grateful.
I'll consider it. There's one thing I must clarify, though. It was Hyde who dictated the terms in your will about the disappearance. I thought so. He was trying to kill you. You did well to get away.
Perhaps.
Jekyll said there was a letter in the mail. Did you get a look at who delivered it?
There was no mail delivery, sir.
No mail delivery? Absolutely horrible. Beaten to death. Can you imagine?
I try not to.
As my head clerk, I'd like your opinion about it. I have here this letter with his signature on it. Keep it between us as I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet. But there it is, a murderer's autograph.
Well, it is a very interesting handwriting, but nothing about it says that the writer was crazy.
By all accounts, we know the man that wrote this is crazy.
It seems familiar. Do you have anything written by the doctor?
I have this. Henry gave it to me 10 years ago when we were on better terms. Surely his writing is the same as it was 10 years ago. Why are you comparing the two?
Well, there's a singular resemblance. The two hands, on many points, are identical, but slanted differently.
Identical?
It is odd.
Let's not tell anyone about this.
I understand.
Jekyll. Forgery for a murderer?
Who is this? I was told you'd be expecting me. Follow me.
God, Lennon, what happened?
I've had a shock. Something which isn't good for my condition. It's a question of weeks.
What condition?
Don't tell me you never suspected anything.
I had no idea.
Neither did Jekyll. I had a pleasant life. I like it. I used to like it. I sometimes feel if we knew all, we'd be more eager to get away.
Jekyll's ill too. Have you seen him?
I wish to have nothing more to say or do about Dr. Henry Jekyll. I am, for all intents and purposes, done with him, and I beg you, don't talk about him.
Wish there was something I could do. We are 3 old friends, Lanyon. We shall not live to make many more.
There's nothing can be done. Ask him yourself.
He will not speak to me.
Oh, I'm not surprised about that. Someday, Utterson, after I'm dead, I hope you learn the truth about the matter. I can't talk about it. But in the meantime, if you could just sit with me and talk about other things, for God's sake, do so. But if you can't, go. I don't want to talk about it.
I can't turn my back on Henry. Sorry, Lanyon. I wish things were different.
Would you like to come in? There's something wrong with the doctor.
Come in. Come in.
Sit. Now, take your time and tell me what happened.
You know that Dr. Jekyll has been ill recently.
I do.
I've been afraid for about a week, and I just can't stand it. I can't stand it anymore.
What is it?
I think something is happening to Jekyll. I think there's been foul play.
Foul play? What foul play? Poole, what happened?
Would you come with me and see for yourself?
Dr. Henry Jekyll. I have a PhD in biochemistry and organic chemistry. But what I'm trying to get at is I'm clever. I cannot guarantee that everything in my lab will be intact. I haven't destroyed any of my papers, but, well, if you go through my papers, I'm sure you'll be able to piece enough together. But I might as well make it a little clearer. About a decade ago, I began to research a new drug. A formula I had made by accident during an experiment. I don't remember which one. It doesn't matter. What matters is the one that came after it. The scientific implications of what I had discovered were transformative. It would change everything about our understanding of genome. The technicals of the compound are all in my notes, but I have found a way to cause psychological and physiological change in a man. It sounds absurd, I know, but it's true. I found a way to reprogram a person. I realized the potential of such a substance could, in the wrong hands, be horrific. But there was a different train of thought, one much stronger than my moral obligation. It could be used to separate the darker nature from the light. No longer would someone have to feel guilty over every bad thought they ever had, every bad action they ever took. Such thoughts and actions to be confined to a separate mind, a separate body, a concept that is more personal than I would like to admit. I began to work on a solution that would be safe for human consumption. It took over a month, but soon I had something to test. I was certain in the worst case scenario nothing would happen. So I tested it on myself. Success. I had made a much darker side. Then I checked to see if the reverse would happen if I took the solution again. Instead, I was back to my normal contradictory self. Still, it was a partial victory. I made plans for Edward Hyde to make his appearance. Each night I would return home through the back entrance and restore myself to Henry Jekyll. And although I remember what I had done as Hyde, I was free of guilt because it was Hyde, not myself. And in the case of the woman at the bar, I always made sure to make amends to keep Hyde from being investigated. Then it started this hour. And for 2 weeks, I was clear. I was free. You're not Hyde. You're Jekyll. Henry Jekyll!
Mr. Utterson is here to see you, sir. Going out?
Yes, I'm going for a walk. Another week. This time I was not turning back. I would have lived the rest of my life without ever looking back. In a moment of weakness, I thought back to the fun I had as Hyde, and the change this time was painless. Hyde was becoming the dominant me. I hadn't forgotten that Hyde was a wanted man. As Hyde, I had enough of my wits around to know I needed to return to the form of Jekyll as soon as possible. Lanyon helped with that.
Mr. Hyde? I am. You've done as you were told? I have. Where are they?
I really should call the police. And yet, you haven't.
This will take a few minutes. Maybe I should be alone.
I think whatever you're going to do, you'd better do it here.
All right.
I didn't know about Lanyon's heart condition. Did you, Utterson? Probably not. Lanyon always kept the cards close. We all did. It caused us so many problems. I didn't feel comfortable attending the funeral after that, for two reasons. Firstly, I was sure it was my fault. And secondly, I had run out of supplies. I had used the last of my store's lanyards. I had no idea if and when I would revert to Hyde. Every day was anxiety and fear. Of course, I tried to manufacture more, but when I ordered more materials and tried to make a new batch, I realized the solution had been a fluke. A 1 in a million chance some impurity in the salt I had used that was not in the new batches. I realize now that I am damned. It is only a matter of time now before I am Hyde forever. The thing is, I don't think I'll mind.
My God. Where's Jekyll? That was him screaming, I'm sure of it.
He can't have gone far.
You don't think Hyde...
I'm Dr. Henry Jekyll. I have a PhD in biochemistry and organic chemistry. But what I'm trying to get at is I'm clever. I cannot guarantee that everything in my lab will be intact. The thing is, I don't think I'll mind.
All right.
Way to go, Ethan!
Both Brandons, actually, come on down, and we're going to open the floor for about the next 5 to 10 minutes for some Q&A. If anyone has any questions about the production, anything about any related topics with the film, you can feel free to direct it at a specific person or not. I guess we're going to have to do like a shout it out and we'll answer. Some time with everybody in the audience, cast and crew to take some pictures with a backdrop. Unfortunately, we had a medical emergency with our photographer and he's not able to make it. So feel free to use your cell phones, your own cameras, anything that you brought, and we'll get that knocked out and get something posted on social media for everybody here. As well as, having some drinks and a good time. There will be one more showing at 9 p.m. if anybody wants to stick around. One last call for questions and answers. Right here.
Will we be able to purchase movies?
That would be directed at you.
You will be able to. If you leave us contact information, there will be a email that will go out. We have to export it differently to start distribution. So we will definitely post something on social media and update you on how you can see it again. Thank you.
And those that didn't hear the question was, would it be available for purchase? Help me out way up here.
Okay, I frequent this movie theater very often, so I apologize that I'm not dressed and I'm not part of your crew.
I think we can all overlook it.
But when I saw Jekyll and Hyde, I was like, I have to get the tickets. And when there was like 5 seats left, I jumped on it. So I'm honored to be here with all of y'all tonight. And
That's very good to have you.
I'm
Thank
in my
you.
flip-flops and a t-shirt. It's mommy's night out, so.
Let's hear it from Mommy's Night Out. That means a lot to all of us. I appreciate it. Any other questions? Anybody else? Right here, Juliana.
How long did it take to put everything together?
How long was the filming process?
Filming process took about 1.5 years with everything, with the pre-production, getting this thing written, getting the idea really, which its own is a really nice story that maybe I'll tell later. But getting everything done with like post-pro and all of that, it's taken about 1.5 years for us, yeah.
All right. Is there any other question? We got one more over here in the corner.
Going back to like the fake or the needle used in the serum injections and the axe in the head and stuff. How's that all done?
I knew this was going to be a question for you, Bob. I knew that was going to come up. That was all real, everyone. I've got the scar.
I mean, fortunately, we have twins, so one is dead. Yeah, the axe handle, it's not real, of course. He's just holding the handle, and the needle is retractable. So as soon as you apply pressure to one end, movie magic, and it's how they do it on the stage too. It is a retractable weapon. Can't tell all the secrets, but I'm an honest guy. Again, thank you all for coming out. If there are no more questions, I think we got one right there.
Not a question. Kudos to the cast, man.
Yes, yes. Amazing performances. Thank you all so much.
Working on it.
You are dismissed. Thank you for spending your evening with us. Sorry for the technical difficulty towards the beginning, but like I said, we will try our best to get it available for watching and purchase later down the road. So follow us, and we will update you as time goes by. Thank you so much.